Hey guys, Sex Pizza here, and today I'm bringing you guys some Running with Rifles. It's a small little game created by Modulatio Games, I think. Yes, Modulatio Games. It's pretty great. It's like a top-down army men style shooter game. It's a good deal of fun. Um I have about 50 hours played, as you can see over here on the left. I have about 50 hours played. Basically, you just pick a faction. You have green belts, gray collars, and brown pants. You start a campaign, and you can modify the campaign here. Friendly capacity, you can make it so that you have massive army on army action, or smaller, like 10-man squad versus 10-man squad, constantly getting reinforced, or however you want to do it, you can do it. There's is pretty good in that respect. You can modify your friendly and enemy accuracy, and how much you get for getting kills and completing objectives, and how much you get for bringing special items back to your armory, which unlock your ability to call down reinforcements from like paratroopers or do artillery strikes, things like that. It's a pretty good deal of fun. I figured I would just show everyone just a little bit of the gameplay. So we'll start our own campaign real quick. The game's pretty fun. It has there's a series of maps. There's a large map with various components on it. And those components can each be taken separately. Each location on this big map has different factions around it. I'll show you in a sec. Here. Up in the upper right hand corner you can see there's a larger map. Right now we are up top at the Frigid Valley. And as you go through, when you complete an area and you win the campaign to take it over and get it completely under your control, you move to a different location, and you determine which location you move to based on the extraction points on the map once it's under your control. Right now we have a shit ton of allies and a shit ton of enemies, and it's just your standard sort of like top-down game, but it's very unique and interesting in its execution. It has, you know, your recoil and accuracy and stuff of that nature. And as you're playing through, I just died, you'll rank up. And as you rank up, you can see here when I hover over myself, it says I have 35 XP. I'm a private. As you rank up, you get access to more of your armory. Right now, I only have a shotgun, machine gun, and my assault rifle, the AK-47, unlocked. But as you rank up, you get access to using these things more often. And it takes RP, which you use to purchase these items and put them into your inventory. You can deploy machine guns or minigun turrets and stuff like that. And if you take enemy weapons, for example, like this, you can put it in your backpack. When your backpack is over 100% full, right here you can see, when it's over 100% full, your accuracy sucks. But you can take enemy weapons back, and when you get so many copies of them, you unlock them for your guys to use, which is quite awesome. I think it's pretty interesting. And occasionally you'll run across enemies, or sometimes even allies, who are a higher rank, and they'll have unique special guns on them. Or, even better than that, they'll have items like briefcases, which you can take back to your armory to permanently unlock those specialty items, which is pretty awesome. And they'll also drop like nudie magazines or chewing gums, stuff you would think maybe the typical soldier might have that he picks up over time. And you take them back to the armory, and you utilize, like right there is a whiskey bottle. Let me see if I can kill these guys. Oh, those are my teammates. I should probably not kill them. So I'll grab this whiskey bottle. Let me get somewhere safe real quick so I don't die. You see, it's worth 62 RP. So you run back down to your armory, and you turn in the whiskey bottle, and you'll get access to more RP, which you can use to get more items. Right now, I need 1,000 XP or more in order to grab C4, but I have enough RP to buy it. I can't use it, but I could buy it right now if I wanted to. There are two places that are pretty important. You have your armory where you get those items, and then there are stashes up here. You can put any item in a stash and it's accessible from any other stash on the map. So if you like to basically stealth operate, you can get a ghillie suit, buy a shit ton of them, put them in your stash, and whenever you come across your stash, which is more frequently placed than the armory, you can use the ghillie suit to infiltrate areas and call down reinforcements behind enemy lines if you want. Like right there, there's some cigarettes over there. That guy had a riot shield. I'll say this, the toughest thing about this game is if there are a lot of enemies, they throw grenades like crazy to clear out big groups of enemies like you would expect in a war zone. And it's brutal. Sometimes, if you have the enemy accuracy up high, they just hurl grenades at you like a motherfucker. It's a good deal of fun. Sometimes it can be frustrating. You can play this game multiplayer. There are official servers. Myself and my group of friends, we have Hamachi, which is like a localized server that you can use. We use Hamachi and we all play together in our own little server. All you gotta do is start a campaign and you hit activate server. And it'll bring up a... It'll just activate your server online, and if you want it to show up in a server browser, people can join you, or if you just want to play with friends, they join you through a direct connection. And it's a good deal of fun. And essentially, we just get together and we fuck shit up together or die a lot. Oh, damn. But I had some good RP items on me just now. And there's tons of really fun stuff. Can't respawn. My last base is under attack. So, how the game works is there are various locations. And if you look closely, you can see a little dotted line right here. And in these locations, when you're inside of that, we just lost. When you're inside of those locations, if you have a 2/3 majority of soldiers, you begin to capture that zone. And the goal is to capture all of the zones on the map, and then the remaining enemies will no longer be hostile and they will have surrendered, and you can commit war crimes and murder them, and it's, you can be a dickhead if you want. And then loot them, and then basically after you're done taking over the map, you look around for all the specialty stuff to turn in and gain some extra RP that carries over into the next map zone, and you can use that to further the war front. Call in artillery, call in some extra troops, stuff like that. So really quick, let's stop here and I'll show you what it's like when you have a high-level character to call stuff in. Alright guys, this is one of my other campaigns. Right now I have a ghillie suit on. Also, when you level up, you get access. Down in the bottom right hand corner you can see that I have 3 out of 10. You get access to controlling your soldiers on your squad. So you can have a little squad of dudes following you around, and you can order them around. Squad, move there, keep it tight, go quickly, stuff like that. Very basic commands that you would, as a leader of a squad, be able to give to your guys. Assault that position, etc., etc. But what I really wanted to show you guys was not only the squad features, but if you hold H, or whatever button you designate for it, you call up a radio. And you can call on artillery, reinforcements, or even vehicle transportation. Armored support for a tank, you can get a Hummer, water transport. You can even have them drop sandbags that you can throw up as defense to shore up your defenses. For example, here's some reinforcements. You call it in, it locks your guy for a second so that if you get attacked, you're kind of screwed. And then it'll call in some troops for you, and they'll paradrop in a couple of seconds, which is pretty awesome. And then, although they're there, and they're pretty scattered, much like a regular airdrop. They're not like if you call it in on this roof, all guys will not land on the roof. But you can call in pretty much anything on this list as you gain experience and rank up. Obviously, the better stuff takes more ranks, and it also costs you RP to do this. Firing missions, your regular fire missions, the rounds will be scattered pretty haphazardly because you're basically having them shoot mortars. But if you have artillery advised fire missions called in, it's a lot more clustered. And wherever you press H, wherever your cursor is on the screen, that you press H is where the whatever it is that you want to call in will drop. So it's pretty self-explanatory in that regard. Real quick, here, right here is a good example. Here's a sergeant. He has armor on, so he'll take a lot more beating. He's one of, your group's higher tiered units. And they vary based on faction, and sometimes they'll use different guns, specialty guns. Right now he's just using an M16. You have tons of different vehicles. You have your transport, you have a tank, and you have specialty vehicles. For certain factions have different types of tanks, stuff like that. But yeah, this is Running with Rifles. I think it's fantastic. I have a really good time playing it. It's great, mindless fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you guys will think about picking it up. It's pretty cheap. It's a fun game. And there's a good deal of replayability in it in terms of just, hopping on with your friends and shooting bots. There's also a head versus head mode, or a head on head, however you say. But I'm not a big fan of PvP in this game because some people, there's sometimes just advantages. But in terms of just fighting bots, it's not like the bots are stupidly easy unless you make them that way. So it can be quite challenging fighting a giant army of bots. Typically what you would want to do is in the setup, when you're creating the campaign itself, you would give yourself slightly less numbers than the enemies because you're expected to make up that discrepancy between the size of your two armies, because you're a human person who can make much better tactical decisions than a bot can. But anyways, I hope you guys appreciated the video. Maybe you'll check out this game, maybe not. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you like it or not. Have a good day, don't be a dick, and I'll see you guys in the next video.